Here at The Wellness Way, we like to say the body doesn't make mistakes.
This statement is probably one of the worst things to ever happen to obstetrics in the last few years. And I know that she's not talking specifically about obstetrics, but this statement has been kind of pervasive. We have put on a pedestal nature and what it does naturally, and demonized medical intervention, when neither of those things have a moral value. Nature is neither good nor bad, it is just the way that it is. And medical intervention is neither good nor bad, it's just a tool that can be used when we need it. But this statement of the body doesn't make mistakes, the heck it doesn't. But when I have held people who have lost their child that had this mentality, what often follows it is, well, that's just the way it was meant to be. When what happened was so preventable. And it's very hard for me as a nurse to position the most beautiful baby you've ever seen in a lifelike way, or to do handprints on a baby whose hands will never grow because they have been fed this line throughout pregnancy. Have you ever heard the phrase, let nature take its course? What does that mean? It means that when left to its own devices, nature can lead to death. It can. But when there is this demonization of all medical intervention, what happens is you can find yourself in a position where nature has taken its course. These are some examples of very natural things that happen that can lead to very bad outcomes. Declining gestational diabetes testing because the body doesn't make mistakes. I literally had a patient that told me that they didn't have gestational diabetes even though their test shows that they did, because the body doesn't make mistakes. Their baby did not make it. Declining antibiotics in labor because it's not natural when you are group beta strep positive. Sepsis in your newborn is a natural process. You're water breaking and then your body doesn't go into labor for days. But you don't come in because the body doesn't make mistakes, and eventually your baby will come out. I've seen babies both not make it through that, and I've also seen babies have severe neurological deficits because of the severe oxygen deprivation from the severe infection that they had going on in the uterus all that time. Not being induced when your baby is showing signs of distress. I've seen people go home because they don't want to be induced because it's not natural, and then they come back when they go into labor and their baby is not alive. I just want you to be wary of anyone who says the body doesn't make mistakes, because sometimes things don't go right and it is not your fault. It's not your body's fault. It just happens. And medical intervention isn't always the answer, but neither is only doing what your body is going to do. I want you to be armed with information that empowers you to make decisions that are based in evidence for both you and your baby. Because I will take the most beautiful photos of your baby. I will do handprints that you can cherish forever. But I don't want to. I want to help you swaddle your baby and take your baby home. Just please beware of these kind of accounts.